Welcome to the first time on MAUDE Bless America. I couldn't be happier than to be here with Dave again, and more importantly, love to welcome Bill Kubly, founder of Landscapes Unlimited, kind gentleman, a wine connoisseur, and truly America's gift to the world of golf. Welcome. Glad to have you here, Bill.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here. Nice to be with two of my friends.
And he's a neighbor.
And he's our neighbor.
Yeah, he's a neighbor,
yeah.
right.
In fact, he's going to be a double neighbor here as soon
For a
as he
while.
gets
Until you get my house sold for me.
Have you even got it sold? Have you even got it listed?
No.
You're not going to list
You're
it.
not
There's
gonna
somebody's
list
going
the
to want
house
your
like
house,
that.
though.
My wife is not going to move before we move into the new house.
I don't blame
don't
her.
blame her. But the other side of it, a house like that, you can't list that.
No, you can't.
No, it will not be listed.
It wouldn't.
For the viewing audience, the Kubleys have a very nice home, and they have another home right next to their very nice home that's even nicer, which is really exciting for us being neighbors. That you're doing your part to keep our property tax and property values up. Thank you, Bill.
Matt's
Glad to do it.
Matt's only request is he has to pre-approve the neighbor who moves into your old house.
Well,
along with your other
got
neighbors.
through the Kubleys pre-approving us, and in fact, one of them didn't pre-approve, and as soon as we moved in, he moved out.
Who was that?
Larry Bird, he lived next door.
Larry did?
Larry
But
did.
he lives still in the neighborhood, though.
No,
Yeah, he
he's
does.
my neighbor.
He wanted to be closer to Bill,
I understand that.
That's
and I don't blame him.
I can't at
I
all.
don't know.
Funny thing, Bill approved the sale of the lot to Larry, not to me.
Really?
He kidding.
I guess
He's
you
kidding.
about fell for that.
Well, I remember when he bought it. He raised the property values
Oh, he did.
for the lots out here. I mean, all of our lots were valued at a lot lower number until he bought that lot for.
Because he paid too much for it.
No, it was worth. He probably got a deal.
I think he probably got a deal. Yeah, the Stewarts sold that off, and
Okay.
that it was funny that Kristen drove by it, and I imposed for once somebody listened martial law on the finances. She didn't bother calling, and it was gone the same day.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Where Larry lives now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's a big lot.
it's a big
Nice
lot,
lot.
beautiful lot, and
It's not very deep.
I would say it's shallow.
It's not very deep. And he pushed the lot line a lot.
He did when he built it?
Yeah.
Mm.
With a swimming pool back there. Swimming pool's actually
That
up
place
on
has
the
a
deck.
pool.
It's up on
Yes.
the deck. And we planted a bunch of trees behind the house because he took down everything that was behind the house. They didn't have room for them. So he
Oh
cut
boy, so
them
you had to cut
down.
them down. Just
Yeah,
to
and he wasn't real pleased that we planted nice big trees there.
Well, a neighbor's got to have his privacy.
Absolutely.
And I drove him around, so I did open it up on the right hand side a little bit, so he'd have
Love
a little bit more room.
Oh, that was kind of you. Well, it's quite a home, and like I said, offered to change my deodorant, but he still moved out. He wanted to live next door
No,
to me.
Matt, not enough.
I can't hardly understand it.
No, not enough.
I can answer to sweetness or light, but instead he said, "I'll answer to buy."
Well, how's the other house doing next door?
Nice neighbors.
Can I talk about anything?
You can talk about-
this about anything.
There's no
All right.
script. There's no.
Oh,
nothing.
good.
We want to talk a little bit about golf, a little bit about your business, a little about out in the desert and the people you've met and the stuff you've done.
So I can step on toes if I like.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's good.
I've told this story, and Bill, you may or may not remember it, but we were fortunate to be in Scotland last year, and we played this gorgeous course looking across the Firth at Edinburgh. And of all things, I happen to be walking in to wash my hands, and I do a double take, and it says, "Thanks to our investors." And I'm kind of looking through it. I don't recognize any names. All of a sudden, there's Bill Kubly.
Well,
Well, over in Scotland.
Over in
Yeah.
Scotland.
You're
So I
worldwide.
texted him like, "Bill, I can't believe it." And he said, "Well, I'm on my way back from Europe." And and that was kind of the extent of it. But I about fell out of my shoes. And lo and behold, truly, a great experience. Reminded me a little bit of Caprock, other than it's right there. I mean, stunning view of the Firth. There's a World War II machine gun nest. The Scots were always worried the Germans were going to invade. That didn't get knocked down. But Sleggs, you were invited to go, chose
Yes.
not to.
Yes.
And
Other obligations.
You missed. I don't care. You missed an experience.
Well, I'm sure I did. Hopefully I get a rerun.
No, you're
almost everybody that plays it, it's their favorite golf course.
Oh my God. Absolutely.
Dumbarton
Love it.
Links.
Dumbarton
It
Links.
is. It's wide open. It's got a little bit of American pizzazz, but it is truly a links golf course.
Links.
Oh,
And I don't know if you knew this, but there's probably only the architect there was Clive Clark.
Okay.
Clive was a Ryder Cup player,
Oh boy,
for
really?
Europe. And Clive, I mean, there's really only about, I think, 240 true links golf courses in the world.
Oh boy.
You know, like they consider Sandhills links, it's link style, but it's not on water.
Right.
Might have been at one time, but
Yeah.
Well,
Not in our
any of
lifetime.
lifetimes.
So, regarding the architects, do you have relationships with a bunch of architects, and you're their purveyor of choice, or is there a bid process, or is it just you've done so much great work over the last 50 some years that you're the person they select?
well, there were 100+ firms in the country in the heyday, which probably took us up till 2000, and then golf slowed down.
Mhm.
2008, it slowed down even more for brand new golf courses, and a lot of the architects are really good friends of ours. I mean, Arnold Palmer was a really good friend. I mean,
Sure.
Arnold had dinner at our house. We drank a little vodka with him from time to time. Great guy, great wives that he had. You know, Winnie passed away probably maybe 10, 15 years before Arnold did, and he remarried a friend from before. He knew she and her husband. There was an owner of Pebble Beach, one of the owners.
Oh boy.
And so she was a great second wife to have. And but Arnold was just a wonderful guy.
You had some fun with him, didn't you?
Really did.
He was a very gregarious guy. Was his personality on
Personality.
TV as what you saw in private?
Well, everyone thought he was his best friend.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
he made people feel so comfortable. He, some people I have to say something negative all the time. If he had something negative on his mind, he kept it to himself.
Yep. I say he didn't say it.
Yeah, he didn't say it. I mean, I'm not going to name a pro that he didn't really like, but I mentioned him. This other pro was signing autographs, and I said, "Boy, whatever they say about so and so, he's signing autographs." I mean, after his round, I played in the Bob Hope probably 10 years, and he was playing, and Arnold looked at his friend, didn't say a word. He was
So you knew
The
that.
silence
Oh,
was
I knew,
deafening. You knew
but
exactly
he
what the
didn't
deal
say, "Bill, you're wrong."
Yeah.
And I've been around some golf course architects and golf professionals that, they'll say just the opposite of what you're trying to push across.
Oh boy.
Matt, you've not been. I don't think you've been out in the desert. Now that you're a new resident, did you know Matt bought a place out in Indian Wells?
Well, right around literally what 2 buildings between
Yeah,
us.
there's we live in a really small community in Indian Wells.
Yeah.
And
I know where you are.
and Matt bought a place there. Matt and Chris in the spring. But anyway, there's a restaurant called Arnold Palmer's. I don't know how many restaurants he has, but there's one in La Quinta. Just one. Just one. So when you go in there, first and foremost, it's a great steakhouse. That's
Okay.
number one. Number two, all of the memorabilia that he has his
sure
workbench and his shoes and his bags and his clubs and his rack that he worked on. I don't know if they're authentic or not. Bill, you probably would.
Oh, I think they are.
But it's really, really cool. If you're a golf aficionado and a historian, it's a place you can't miss. Would that be right?
He has so much memorabilia. We went to Latrobe several times with him, and he took us to his old maintenance building, but it was double story, had racks in there, and it was just full of every golf club that he'd ever played with.
Oh boy.
Things that were like the John Deere or
Yeah, I think it was John Deere
International
Tractor
International
that his dad
it was there.
Yeah,
I mean, just a thrill.
he's a wonderful guy. Now, what he was had he passed away at your 40th anniversary? You had a celebration at your home when I was still with Cisco, and we were invited and we attended. Had he passed away, or was he ill at that time?
He had not passed away.
Okay.
In fact, and I can't remember what year. It was.
I'm going to say it was 16.
That's 16, and that's the year.
So this was
he died on the Sunday of the Ryder Cup that was up at Hazel.
okay. So you had your celebration in the summer, I would imagine.
And Arnold, we were in Arnold's. Myrna and I, my wife Myrna, and I went to U.S. Open, but I had a meeting there with the USGA people. Didn't go to the tournament, so I said, "Hey, we're going to be close to Arnold." I knew Arnold was not well, and so we called him and I said, "Do you mind? Hey, how about lunch?" So we went over on Thursday of the U.S. Open, and in fact, I'll tell you, we're having lunch, and he loved Rory.
Oh,
And I had no idea that
He loved
did.
Rory.
He did, which surprised me. But so we're watching, we're having lunch, and I actually had to help him up the stairs.
boy.
He needed to hold on to someone, and we got. He's watching this, and Rory sinks like a 30-foot putt, and Arnie goes, "That's my boy." And that's how I found out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He a pretty good judge of talent, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because Rory's turned out to be a pretty good golfer. Pretty good golfer.
So there'll be a 50-year anniversary this year.
No, yeah.
Must have started in '76, and here we sit. How did, for a wee lad from Wisconsin, you came up with this idea that grew into the Landscapes Unlimited that we know? You have global reach. How did this come up? How did you decide you wanted to build golf courses?
Well, I've always been an entrepreneur. I mean, I sold night crawlers. I'd catch night crawlers at night. I'd
Sell
sell
them to the
them.
fishermen?
I did yard work, all kinds. I sold pot holders door to door, those that you could put on the loom. I think I sold them for $0.25. But so I became a landscape architect, and I always liked. I worked for a landscape company in college, and I really liked that. Laid sod 1 year or two with another company. So I was ready to become a bum for a year when I got out of college. There was a little 8.5 by 11 letter on the bulletin board asking for a landscape architect with a low handicap that was interested in golf course design. And I had studied golf course design, kind of self-taught, my senior year, independent study project.
And you were single handicap.
I was a single digit handicap at the time. And,
Wow.
And so
Rare.
I said, "Hey, I'll apply for this job." And I applied for it. In fact, Myrna and I were dating, and she went along with me to the interview. I drove over to Lake Panorama in Iowa.
Over in Iowa?
Oh, no. Southern Iowa, right?
He was building Lake Panorama.
Yeah.
This was Dick Watson from Lincoln here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He and Matt Tabor were good friends.
Okay.
George Easley.
Lake Panorama was a big deal back in the
It
day.
was. So that was
Iowa.
1971, and I took the job. In fact, I accepted the job right as I got out of college and got engaged the same night.
Oh, boy.
Well, it's because you had enough money to get engaged.
That's right.
Well, he made $8,400 a year, fellas.
Oh, okay.
That's what it paid back then. You got it. You're old like
I am old. I'm old enough.
You know, that
My
first
first job
job-
out of college was $15,000, and that was a lot of money.
That's a lot.
That was 1980. Yeah. So
Well,
yes,
out of college.
out of college.
Yeah.
Out of college. 15,000 with a
Well, this was
4-year college
this
degree.
was 1971.
Yeah.
So I worked for Dick Watson's company for 5 years. I've tell this story a lot. I got there for the first day. I was his golf course architect. He hired me to be his designer, to draw plans for him, because he designed and he built, but he didn't know how to draw plans. So
He kind of faked his way that way.
A lot of guys are arm wavers. They just
Arm waver.
Dick would draw green details, and he could route a golf course, but he really didn't put it on paper. A lot of architects don't, other than the details of the greens. And so I was going to draw all his plans. So on the first day, a load of pipe shows up, and he needed somebody to go unload it. I said, "Well, I'll do that." And he said, No, you don't need to help. He was going to go unload it. And I said, No, I don't mind, really. So I unloaded a semi-load of pipe, and I never left the job. I mean, I was out on the drawing board, for 5 years with him off and on. But that's how I learned how to build a golf course.
Really?
Did that for 5 years. And then 5 years later, I started with a little job up in South Sioux City.
Oh, boy.
Which course was that?
South Ridge.
South
Right
Ridge.
across from the paddock.
From where?
The Paddock Restaurant.
The Paddock. I know where it's at in South Sioux. I do.
Yeah.
So we owned when I was before I was at Cisco, I was with Pepsi, and we owned Hart Beverage in South Sioux City, Iowa. And I know exactly where the Paddock restaurant is, and I know exactly where that golf course
Little
is.
9-holer.
Yeah, yeah.
Good job.
And that was your first. That was your first personal project.
Yeah, I was a real genius. I started my company in the Midwest on August 15th.
You had a short window, didn't you?
Summer's almost.
Yeah. You had a little short window for construction.
Not to mention hot and humid.
Yeah. Planting grass.
The job was $22,500. 9-hole irrigation system, but it was quick couplers in the fairways, not automatic sprinklers. And I made $7,000.
Well, that's not bad.
Wow,
Pretty
but
good
that was
margins.
That's pretty good
That was
margin.
Well, it's 33% margin,
Yeah,
Nothing
right?
to it.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, you thought this is easy.
50% markup.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
And then I ended up getting lucky, and I did another irrigation system in Oakland,
Oakland,
California.
Nebraska.
Oakland,
Oh,
Nebraska, at the
Where
Oakland Golf
there
Course.
was Jim White and Jeff Porter. Jeff Porter
Jeff.
was the assistant pro
At
to
Oakland?
Jim White, but Jim White had gone on the tour. So
Right.
Jeff was the head pro. I never saw Jim as the head pro there, but he technically
At Oakland, Nebraska, at the golf course.
hmm
It's a nice golf course.
It is.
Is he
Yeah.
from Oakland?
No, Porter's from Kearney
Yeah.
and Jim's from Hastings.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hastings boys.
But those were Jeff Porter. That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Well, Jeff worked for us.
I know down at Arbor.
Yeah, well, Arbor and
Then he worked.
Pacific Springs in Omaha.
That's right.
oh boy.
That's right.
So that's how I got started. And but I started with a pickup truck and a rented trencher. That was it.
And you've turned into how many golf courses
Have
have?
you built?
Yeah.
You know,
Have you built from scratch versus renovated?
I get asked that all the time. I say somewhere around 300
300 from scratch.
from scratch, 250 to 300. And I need to get that number. I need to know that number.
You should.
I need to know it before our 50th anniversary. But we are on job number 2,750.
Oh,
So you
boy.
track your jobs from, that you bid on
It's
12.
job number 2,750.
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
Wow.
it's close in there.
So you've renovated 2,400 courses,
Well,
built
some-
300.
Have done a lot of sports field work.
Hmm
95% of
I remember I golfed with you out at Bighorn probably 15 years ago.
I'll
And-
never forget it.
You remember the day, you remember who we were with, but I remember your conversation was fascinating because golf had hit a lull, a big lull. It was right after the 2008
Yeah.
recession, and you had pivoted into sports field business pretty heavily to keep things going,
Keep
right?
everybody working.
Yeah, keep everybody working. So tell us about that a little bit, and then do you still do that?
We do some sports field work. I mean, we do all the work with the Houston Astros.
Mm-hmm.
Are they still the Astros?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
They are.
Good friend of mine. Do you remember Paulie Myers from the University of
yeah,
Nebraska?
yeah.
His son's a center fielder.
Is he?
Jake,
Well, I know he's doing great.
starting center fielder.
Doing
He's
great.
hurt right now,
Is
but
he?
yeah, he's for the Houston Astros.
So we redo their field, I think twice a year.
Okay.
At least
Oh, my
once
gosh.
a year. They just call us up.
You're on the
We
feed
just-
dial, huh?
Yeah.
On the speed dial.
They don't talk to anybody else.
All right, good. I remember at the time, I think you had just got a contract. I'm going to say, correct me if I'm wrong, and I probably will be. Oklahoma State, was that right?
Right.
It was right. You did have a contract. You did Oklahoma State's field, their
we did.
football field.
Right.
Yeah, yep. Because I remember you were just signed it or working on it, or
Well,
we were visited about it.
We did. We did the Oklahoma State golf course too,
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Karsten Creek.
Okay. But this was the football facility, I believe. You were
Yes.
doing the
Oh, yeah.
AstroTurf. Yes.
Yeah.
That's pretty creative to pivot from golf during a lull into something else. I would never have thought of that. That's a genius idea. I'm impressed you came up with that.
Well, we always thought we were the name Landscapes Unlimited.
You're unlimited.
You're unlimited.
we
No
just-
boundaries.
What if golf didn't work?
Yeah.
So I didn't have to change the name. We actually had the professors at the University of Wisconsin, where I went to school, had a little company inside where they did side work called Landscapes Limited.
Oh,
Ah.
And so I named my company Landscapes Unlimited.
Just to show them who's boss.
So, what do you attribute the popularity of golf since COVID? Okay, so it really it was going along and kind of at a stalemate, and then COVID, and it's never looked back. What do you attribute that to?
Well,
I know during COVID what we attribute that to. Everybody had to get outside and do something.
right. So I thought that's what you asked.
No, but I mean, what's kept its legs since then?
I think people had a lifestyle change. I think, golf was kind of on the decline. And I think what it did is it brought a lot of people back to the sport that said, hey, we're just not getting outside enough. I mean, don't you remember with the carts and they put the plastic shield between the players? Or that's really opened up the door for guys playing at 4 carts and a foursome.
Yeah, a lot of that happens out in the desert. I've observed that out in the desert.
Yeah.
Don't you think? I think also it opened up a lot of more walkers for people who. That's just my personal opinion. I see a lot of people walking golf courses now as well.
There's a lot of guys that are in good shape, like the two of you. So
yeah,
you can walk.
I walked the Friend golf course the other day. Have you ever played at Friend?
No.
Friend golf course, nice little golf course. A really, really good amateur player in the state of Nebraska is from Friend, named David Klaus. And
sure.
he was a high-performing amateur about Knox Jones's age. And those two went back and forth, and Dave has a lot. But he grew up playing at Friend Golf Course, and it's a nice golf course. And
9 holes yet?
Yeah, 9 hole. And
Dick Watson built Friend Golf Course.
He did. Yeah. Dick Watson did, the guy you worked with?
He may have designed it.
Well, it's not a bad design.
Yeah.
Of course, it has some trees in the wrong place.
Dick got to start doing. You might remember the little Colonial Golf Course on O Street.
God, that's going back years ago.
76th and O.
Yeah.
East End, right?
Yeah. Well, there's Colonial Hills. Remember that? That was on 76th, and that was on A Street off of 70th.
Yeah.
Didn't have a golf course with it. This was back in the 60s, probably before you were here. Yeah. So, wow. So I just think you're right that people lifestyle change. Well, golf's more popular today than it's ever been, isn't it?
Yeah, it's continuing to grow. It's certainly staying level or growing every year. I mean, the proof is in the fact that clubs are all full. Clubs, daily fee golf courses.
Yeah.
And I think of the courses in the desert. I was out at the Classic Club just a month ago, 3 weeks ago, talking to them.
Arnold Palmer Design.
Yep. Troon managed.
Yes.
Troon, like we were talking earlier, that Troon has the Indian Wells at the Esmeralda.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they do a nice job.
They do a nice job.
Yeah.
I'm sure you worked with Troon or you worked with the city when you redesigned that course?
Well, we didn't. You mean rebuilt it?
Yeah, rebuild it.
We were just the contractor. It was a prevailing wage job. We were a low bidder on that job.
Okay.
It had to be bid, but you know what prevailing wages is?
Yes.
It's union scale.
Oh, is it?
And most of these cities, when they do a project like that, especially in California, it's union scale.
So that's pretty good wages.
And we do it non-union.
Right.
So the common labor, of course, it doesn't sound so high today, is making $55, $60 an hour.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what we do is we take our best people then, and it's almost like a bonus to them to get that job because we know the production will be really high.
Right, because you get the best people.
But we spoil some of them though.
Yeah.
Because they all of a sudden they go back to their $25 wage.
Yeah. Well, you did a nice job on that and that remodel. We played it with Stevie, but we had to quit.
We had to quit after 16. He got distracted.
Steve Martin.
He's our buddy. He's the cardiologist.
Your finishing holes are really nice there. They're nice and tight.
Stevie, I thought it was Stevie Morrow.
Oh no, God,
no.
Steve Martin.
They sometimes act the same.
No, Stevie was out there. He was out there, I guess. After, he was out there late spring. Yeah.
Bobby.
Did you play golf with him?
No, we weren't there then.
You weren't there.
We've been home so many times, and we missed them all together.
Yeah.
We usually would have gotten together with them.
Yeah. Steve and we saw Susan a couple times. We saw Junior a couple times. We saw. There's a lot of Lincolnites out in the desert.
Country Club West in the winter. So coming back to it, there you are. You leave Wisconsin, graduate and engaged, You go to work for Dick Watson in Panora, Iowa at Lake Panorama. You start doing your own thing. What was your trajectory up? I mean, that starts in the 70s for you. You went to Oakland, you did South Sioux, then Oakland. How long did it take you to get to some of the bigger names?
Well, the next year then, 1977, I did another irrigation job right away in the spring in Sheldon, Iowa.
Okay. So you were primarily doing irrigation work.
But that's really the first. People think, oh, you got your start doing irrigation for many years. I said, no. So we started in August, and I was done doing irrigation only in April.
Oh, okay.
So it was, 8 months.
Yeah.
At the same time, I actually bid on one. Dick Watson stayed in the business, wasn't too happy that I left, but I bid on one of his jobs in Mitchell, South Dakota. That was the first regulation golf course that I built. This will tell you, because you're very familiar, you guys, with what it costs to remodel a golf course.
Oh boy.
Yes, we do.
Because you were just very involved in the one at Lincoln Country Club. But it's a 9-hole golf course at Mitchell, full construction, irrigation, the whole 9 yards, $152,000.
Back in 1976.
77.
Pushing dirt,
77.
putting greens in, putting sand traps in.
Sand traps, everything.
Wow.
Tee boxes.
And I made 50 on that one.
Wow.
See, that
Yeah.
You started
Triple.
off at 8,500. Now you're making 50 like it's chump change.
Holy cow.
that was my whole year's wages.
Yeah. Well,
That was a lot. That was good.
that was a good.
But I
So
was there myself. Back then, I was on site myself. Erna still worked, so I went up there and had an apartment. She'd come up on weekends, or I'd go home.
So when you say home, when did you move to Lincoln, or in this little Midwest triad you had here between South Dakota and Iowa, and Oakland, Nebraska? Where did you decide to move to Lincoln, and when did you move to Lincoln?
We moved here in 3 years after, about 74.
Okay, why did you move to Lincoln, Nebraska?
Dick Watson, who was from Fairbury originally,
Okay,
we did the project over in Iowa. We then went to Louisville, Kentucky. Then we came home. So this became home. He said, we're going to move the office to Lincoln.
Okay.
Set up a design office here, and it was Dick and I, and we had a secretary. That was it.
where was your first office at? Location?
40th and
40th and across from the cemetery.
it's right across from the cemetery, right
Oh,
below
there's that little
Jan's
strip
Beauty
mall.
Salon. Used to be right there.
Okay,
Strip mall was
Wyoka.
close to it,
Wyuka. It's right across from Wyuka.
Yeah, I'll be darned. 40th and okay, second floor. There used to be Lincoln Lighting right on the corner of
Yeah.
40th and
Yes.
there. Yeah.
in that newer building.
Yeah, in the newer building. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when did you then moved out 16th and Old Cheney at some point?
Well,
18th.
I wasn't in Jan's. That's with Dick Watson.
That was Dick Watson, but
My
where?
first office was in my house,
Okay.
Oh boy.
and I was probably there for several years, and then I moved way out to Rentworth,
Oh,
No,
48th
no.
and Highway 2.
Progressive Avenue.
Oh,
48.
right by Stoffers.
By Stoffers.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, behind Stoffers.
Well, it was something else before that.
Oh yeah, it was Hacienda Real. No, Hacienda.
It was
No.
the Rio
Cafe,
Grande.
something cafe.
Oh, I know. It was, and then it
In-
became
in the
Rio
70s?
Grande.
In the 70s?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. It was Rio Grande in the 80s.
Okay. it was
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Mexican place. I remember the little
good little place. Yeah.
breakfast place. Went there once or twice with my dad.
I don't remember that.
So my first office would have been, well, the first office was that one at Progressive, and then down here at Rentworth,
Okay. All right.
and then right there at the across from McDonald's was my next one
Across the McDonald's on.
56th and Highway 2.
Oh, the Trade Center.
Trade
Oh
Center.
yeah, the Trade Center.
I was
You're in the
one of
Trade
first
Center.
Renters at the Trade Center.
That's where Cormac's office was, in the Trade Center for a
Been a
number of
lot
years
of
too.
people out
Right,
there.
we
the
bought
Trade
we
Center.
bought the office. That was
Yeah, he owned
Yeah,
the,
you
the
could buy a
space.
condo.
Yeah, he bought it was a
You could buy it
condominium.
or
He
you
owned the
could rent.
space. Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you close to him down there back in the 80s?
we were in the first building, then on the right.
Okay. All right. Okay. He was down the road a little bit.
Right.
he probably got the tip from you to buy it down there
I
as your
don't know.
neighbor.
He was my neighbor.
Yeah, I knew Bill years ago. He was neighbors with
Say neighbors
Cormac
with
in the
Cormac.
'80s. Yeah,
He's a character.
Haven't seen him for a long time.
yeah, he's doing
He's
well.
still a character.
Doing well. Doing well.
Yeah, we were talking about the race car. His
Yeah.
love for the race car.
Loves-
having the track down.
Oh,
at
yeah.
He owned Eagle
Yeah.
Raceway.
We went down
And he
there
owned
with him
Eagle.
several times.
Did you?
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
loved it down.
He loves Eagle. He loves sprint car racing and open wheel racing, and he's owned a bunch of cars, sponsored a bunch of drivers, made and lost a fortune in the racing business, but still loves it dearly. And now he's a fan.
Kind of like horses.
Yeah, pretty. That's exactly. It's a
Your
good
former
parallel.
father-in-law always said there's a lot of money in horses, Dave. Too bad it was all mine.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, there was a lot of money in horses, a lot of money in racing, but nobody ever figured out how to win it.
Well, with the Kentucky Derby that we
Just
had,
finished.
which was what a race that was.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
My friend, well, he's from Palm Desert, and you may know him, John Foster.
I don't believe it is.
He owns West Coast Turf.
No, I do not know.
Big side guy. He was chairman of the Bob Hope for
Okay.
years,
All right.
years and years. Tall guy. He's about, must be nice to him. He's about 80. Great, our best friend out in the desert.
Okay.
And just have dinner with him once a week if we can. But his first horse that he had ownership in, but this is about 4 years ago. Well, it was 2021. Hot Rod Charlie.
Okay.
Hot Rod Charlie ran in the Derby and got third.
Wow.
And John had a piece of him. Never had a horse before, just invested in this horse. And so he has
So that's
Hot
easy
Rod
money.
Charlie. And then Bafford's horse got DQ'd. Remember?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Was
Yeah.
taking some
Yeah.
drugs or whatever
Yep.
it was.
Yep.
So Hot Rod Charlie moves up to second place.
That's a place.
That's a place.
And
What
then-
were his odds? What was Hot Rod Charlie's odds? Do you
Pretty-
recall? Economical.
And this is the one you probably would have heard of. You'd remember it because these college students owned half the horse. About
Really?
6 or 8 kids. They bought the horse for $100,000.
That's not much for a racehorse that's running in the Kentucky Derby.
$50,000
But
bucks is
the-
a lot of money for a bunch of college.
But-
Maybe not anymore. Maybe it's NIL in college.
Well, there is that.
for horses too.
Yeah, for horses.
So they've shipped that horse to Dubai. It raced. I think it got third in the Preakness
Oh my!
in one
Wow.
of the, or the Belmont. But John is a horse nut. John is probably on his 30th horse now.
Oh boy.
I tell you what, that horse business. That's Matt grew up with it, and
They're crazy.
it's a different life. It's a different life.
Jim Abel loves the horses.
He does.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I didn't know that at all.
Sure. Oh yeah. Jim
What is he?
said,
What kind of horses does he have?
race horses?
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, race horses. Yeah, that makes sense.
He's a Del Mar.
Oh,
I heard
yeah,
he's got
Del Mar.
another
Yeah,
horse.
because he lives in San Diego in
Yeah.
the winter.
And they used to run here too.
I'll be darned.
Back in the day.
Back when we had Del Mar's big track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
been there with my friend John with one of his horses.
Oh, really?
boy.
Oh yeah.
I bet that was a time.
Yeah, he's got 3 or 4 running right now.
Oh man, that horse
Wow.
business. Do you like the going to the horse races?
Not particularly.
Yeah, I did probably. I'm going to say back in the '80s when it was a little more grandiose. You know, it was a little more spectacular then. How do I say it? The class of people was a little bit different then that went to the horse races that go to the horse races now. And it was a little more fun. People dressed up and it was more an event.
The first race we went to is the Derby when we lived in Louisville.
Oh,
We lived in Louisville in 1972. We were building a golf course down there at Fort Knox, at Brandenburg.
Fort
Little
Knox.
town, Fort
Say
Knox.
Brandenburg's the closest.
So we
town.
lived in Pleasure Ridge Park.
Okay. Is that a,
Seems fitting for newlyweds.
Yeah, Pleasure Ridge Park. Back then, you could get a brand new apartment. Ours was brand new when we moved in, and fully furnished with brand new furniture, $140.
fully furnished?
Fully furnished with
Wow.
brand
And
new.
you thought you were cutting a swath.
Two,
That was a lot of money though.
That's a lot.
two,
of money. Yeah.
two bedroom, Bill? Or the one bedroom?
2-bedroom.
Two bedroom. That's not too bad.
Had to have his office in there.
Yeah. Okay. Had to have your office.
No, I was working for Dick Watson then too.
Oh yeah. He didn't need the office. He didn't need the office.
No, but he did.
Yeah.
So do you typically invest in the golf courses? If it's a new golf course, do you invest in it?
Well, we have owned over about probably 28 or 30 golf courses over the years.
100% or minority owned?
2/3 of them we were 100%.
Oh, okay.
And we sold some for a nice profit. We've given a couple of them away
Get out.
and
Sure.
kept the debt.
Happens.
But no, we like to have an ownership piece of, these late ones we've been doing lately, like Lost Rail.
Yep.
Sure.
Up in Mapleton and Sioux Falls. Another one we're doing in Milwaukee, just outside of Milwaukee, called Kettle Forge. We're just getting ready to break ground on. Same model as Lost Rail,
Okay.
which is a pure golf club.
Yeah.
Which I see as kind of some of the future of golf, because it's going back to what it was in the old days.
You think so? You think it's not going to be the full service country club? You think it's going to be a golf club? That's how Firethorn started, as a golf club.
A golf club for golfers.
Yeah, for golfers.
But they had a swimming pool.
They did,
But
but
it was
but
a
it was the
golf club. It was a terrible-
horrible swimming
it-
pool.
Honestly, back
That was
to
the-
horses, it looked like a horse water.
It was the world's worst swimming pool. It was like an
It
afterthought.
was a throwaway for the wild.
Did you build that golf course?
Put an irrigation system.
Okay.
Okay.
Dick Youngscap told me I would build it, but if I bought a lot.
Oh, okay.
And we thought real hard. I think the lots were $35,000.
Should have bought a bunch of them.
And I probably had enough money. I could have bought a lot,
Yeah.
but my wife didn't really want to be out there. And
There was nothing out there
no,
That was
40
all-
years ago.
and
a pasture.
it was that was a stretch. to
Yeah, it was.
just buy a lot and not know we were going to build.
But it was a nice golf course.
It's a
Yeah,
great
it's a
golf
great golf. That was in the top 50 modern day courses at that time.
I know they've gone some ownership changes. I'm excited to
Yeah.
have them put some money back into the golf
Yeah.
course. And
Oh,
Well, and
it'd
they're
be great.
making a lot of great operations.
yeah, you remember there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
I like what
excited.
they're doing. I'm
I
excited
think
for
that
them.
makes golf in Lincoln better personally.
I do
I
too.
mean, I am all for them being as best as they can be, because I think
agree.
that's great for the game of golf, the city of Lincoln, and
It's
competition makes you
competition.
better, right?
Competition
So
makes
so
everybody
we
better.
steel sharpens steel.
Yep.
So if they get better, we get better.
There were a lot of great dual members of Lincoln Country Club
Yeah.
and Firethorn.
Yeah.
Firethorn had it's a special place.
It's
Yes,
100%.
it is.
My daughter lives out there, and they belong there, and they absolutely love it. We've invited them to come join the country club, but having lived there, they said, this is kind of where we're at, and this
Right.
is, and I get it 100%.
We had dinner out there the other night, and they had the derby party.
Yeah, my daughter was there.
Okay,
My daughter and son-in-law.
We were all too old to be at that party.
There's a lot of young people out there,
Yeah, I
People out
knew
there.
a lot of the people that were out there.
and they were dressed to the nines, weren't they?
Oh, everyone, all the ladies with hats, and they're dancing and screaming, and I mean, it was fun. It was
That's
fun.
fun. Yeah. I love
And our
that.
hosts were kind of almost embarrassed that this was going on because they didn't know about it.
Yeah.
I said, "What do you mean? This is great.
This is great.
These people." were
They had it on the we saw my daughter yesterday. They had it on the deck, and saw a picture of her, and she's a tall, statuesque lady and had a beautiful hat on, and she looked the part. She looked the part of a derby goer.
If you're going to have a derby party, you got to look.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's got to bring the game.
Well, they probably had to drink mint juleps, didn't they, Matt?
Well, why wouldn't they?
Yeah,
They probably did.
I would think so.
I remember having my first one. Not that night, but in 70s.
At the derby,
At the derby.
did they muddle it, and then in
I
that
can't remember
crushed
that.
crushed juice or crushed ice they made it? Yeah,
Well, they
crushed.
had that special shaved ice. It's not crushed.
It says shaved ice and muddled, and then a little simple syrup and some
Some bourbon.
from bourbon. Call it
Even
good.
back then, and it was hot. It was hot. I remember.
Down in Louisville.
Yeah, and we weren't in the infield. We were in the seats, and man, I was sport coat, tie.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's a big deal.
This was a big deal.
It is.
I don't remember quite as many hats, but there were hats.
I don't know why
I
where the
don't know
hat
where
thing
the
came from.
I guess I've always just
They
thought
had
it was
them then
part of
too.
the deal.
They had them, but I just
I think the guys wear straw hats now, and obviously
Motors.
the women wear these pin-on hats that are
Mhm.
Yep.
tipped about this. There's no way they could stay on.
Well, you know the old story about women that wear hats.
No.
Means they're high maintenance. That was what my grandfather told me. Don't be dating girls who wear hats. They're high maintenance.
I
Okay.
believe
Was he
that.
right?
I've never dated a girl with a hat.
Okay, then you don't know.
But I'm taking him at face value. He's right about a lot.
Even
of
if
stuff.
you went to but our wives, all of them, if they went to a derby party, I would imagine they would all wear a hat.
They'd all.
I wouldn't
right
consider
in.
our wives high maintenance.
No,
none of us.
And they would also though tell us to dress the part. Which I will say to your earlier comment, as I get older, and slightly more crotchety, I appreciate some of the tradition entailed with the appropriate attire.
And I'm glad the young people
are. I'm glad the young people are embracing it. But you know, we were just out at Marion. My brother's a member out there. We had a great experience, storied course, storied experience. Very, very uptight compared to how we are. Dress code, lots of things that, in certain respects, I really respect and I appreciate it. On occasion, there were some comments about let's have more rules to make it even less fun. It might be a little extreme, but I do appreciate no cover under the cover, meaning anytime you have anything hanging over your head, your hat has to come off. No cell phones on the course. More respect for the tradition of the game. And whether it's a horse race tradition for the experience, the event, I do appreciate that. And as I find as I'm getting older, it seems to be getting more embraced, and I'm thankful for that.
That was your rule down at Arbor Links, Arnie's rule, right?
Oh, that's just what I was going to say. Arnold Palmer, in his restaurant, I had dinner with him. Myrna and I had dinner with he and his wife 4 or 5 times at Palmer's, and he'd go up to somebody in his restaurant and ask them to take their hat off very nicely.
I'm sure he would.
Very nicely, and it bothered him. I'll never forget, even at Bay Hill one year, he was interviewing. Well, it might not have been Bay Hill, but he was the interviewer with it was actually Ricky Fowler.
Okay.
Ricky has his hat on backwards.
Oh my
when
God!
Interviewing him, and he was just dying. I mean, Arnold.
That couldn't endear.
I get to say, I get a knot in my gut when I see. There was a Lincoln Country Club. You're not supposed to wear your hats in the bar or the restaurant
on the main floor.
And someone we all know's son, I went up very nicely to him at the bar, classy kid, doctor, no names here. And I said, I got up from the dinner table, and he's standing at the bar at the
by the 1903
bar. And I said, geez, so-and-so, your hats are not allowed in this room. Could you take your hat off? And he kind of looked at me and scowled at me. Fine. I said, no, I'm serious. And he took it off. And when he's leaving, he put his hat on a third of the way out of the room and looked at me.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I thought, hey, that's a rule.
Well, is he a member, or was he the son of a member?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And probably, but he was already a physician. So I mean, he was 28 years old or something like that.
Well, then he had to be a member, else
he should have known better.
He should have known better. Tell us about working with the architect who did Country Club. Todd Quitno.
Tell us the whole experience. I mean, it was obviously Nick, and in particular Ryan Krings and Todd Quitno, but you really were the cleanup batter.
Oh yeah. So Todd, I met him a few times when I was on the board there, and seemed like a very qualified guy. And boy, your work is unbelievable. But the design, I think, is pretty special too. What he did with there. So tell us what you think of that, and is that the first time you worked with Todd?
First time. I worked. He worked for a firm. It was Bob Lohman's from Chicago, and Bob went to University of Wisconsin. I think he's a couple of years younger than me, but he he worked for Killeen and Nugent, a firm, and then he went on his own. Quitno came to work for him. We really didn't work for him because he was a design builder.
Oh, okay.
Lohman was, and I think Bob Lohman is back in the construction business a little bit with his son, but he's about ready to retire or is retired. Anyway, met Todd Quitno, and of course was bid the first time.
Yeah.
I really liked the plan. I really thought that he came up with some really unique ideas, because it's kind of hard on a 99 yard acre course. What can you do?
Right.
He changed a couple holes. He made 6, 7 greens bigger.
Yeah.
Did some really nice things. The number 6, I think, is a great addition.
Oh boy.
He sent me a note last night. He's here. He was here today.
Okay.
Yeah, he's here today.
And yesterday he came in. He said, I just finished my a walkthrough with Ryan last night. I think it was like 7:15. They were still out there.
Oh boy.
And then I said, gee, I'd be happy to come out tomorrow if you need me for anything. And he said, well, we're here till about 10:30, 11 o'clock. Then he had to go to Omaha.
Oh.
But no, his design was great. The whole team. I mean, I thought so professional. Ryan Krings, used to work for us at
Oh, yeah.
Links,
Yep, at Arbor.
and you stole him away from us, but I understood that. And then I think we stole the assistant from here. And put
Yeah,
him
you did. And he's in.
That's right.
And then Tom Pede stole him and put
Tom
him out
Pede and put him out at Gray Bowl.
at Graybull.
Yeah.
So these guys in that profession, you want to be moving up, and
Yeah.
the superintendents are in most. If you're a high end club, they want their assistant to move somewhere good.
Yeah.
because
Yes.
it's a feather in their cap. But Ryan did an excellent job. Of course, we've worked with him redoing all the bunkers before, the irrigation system before. Just a peach. You'd never pull a fast one over on
He's,
him.
he
Not
does
that we ever
one
would.
button
Well, he
down.
worked for you. He helped
So he
build
worked for you and was
for
successful.
Arbor, didn't he? He helped
Yeah.
build.
He can't
You know-
he can't be a sloucher.
From the get go, Arbor Links was one of the best courses around,
Oh,
and it
boy.
still is. And I mean, literally from the day it opened. I
Yeah.
mean, the greens were fast. The track was beautiful. It was
The layout's
well laid out.
fantastic.
It's
The whole
unbelievable.
thing's terrific.
Yeah.
I'm going there Monday.
Oh, good. And the Peds with their dorming network. I mean, what a great deal that is.
Yes.
What they put together, and none of the big investment guys in golf can figure out how they're doing it. The key is they don't have debt.
No, they don't have
Yeah, no
that.
doubt.
It's easy to do a lot of
It's
things.
fun to
Do a
do
lot.
things
If
when
you
you
don't
have
You're an
have
accountant, aren't you, Matt?
pretty easy. I mean, that's like gasoline. It's high octane. You get it in the tank, you get a lot of mileage. If you're not careful, it blows up in your face. They
Yeah.
take that risk off the table.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
Yeah.
it's a lot easier to make money.
And they have purchased really good golf courses. Like, have you played Ballyhack?
I have not.
Ballyhack, we built Ballyhack, one of my favorite golf courses. We used to be a part owner of Ballyhack.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And actually, Ballyhack was struggling a little bit. Had a sugar daddy come in and put a lot of money in it, and then he finally quit. So then I had to take over for a while, and so I was really helping them find a buyer. So I took Tom and Zach out there.
Okay.
I think Zach shoots had 2 eagles,
Oh
two
boy.
eagles, and a bunch of birdies, only a couple pars. Shoots like 67, and they bought it.
He's a golfer.
They made me buy in again.
Oh, they did?
Oh.
Yeah, when they bought it, they were really trying to figure out what they were doing. They had bought into Arbor Lakes. But
Right.
We still owned almost half of Arbor Lakes.
Yep.
I think it was 45, 55. And then with Ballyhack, they made me buy back in at 20%.
Okay.
And then ultimately they figured out what they were doing with 7 golf courses. It was going to be maybe 15 at that time. And so it didn't make a lot of sense for us to be minority partners.
Right.
It was just on that golf course, just on Ballyhack or
And Arbor Lakes.
Ann Arbor. Yes, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, their accommodations are really good.
Spectacular.
Their hospitality is really, really good.
Yeah.
They do a great job at hospitality, and you understand that business for running golf courses. I understand that business, and we are all consumers, so we all understand how to be treated and how we want to be treated. So they do a fabulous job.
Yeah.
He gets the right
So
people.
Is that really what you think Landscapes brought to them through your ownership was, hey guys, here is how you operate the thing. I mean, it's one thing to build it, but once you have a certificate of occupancy, there's no more building. Then it's operating.
Right. There's really no one else in our industry that builds golf courses as their main business, which is still our main business.
Mhm.
Right.
Owns golf courses and manages golf courses. When we started managing them, we started mainly with our own. And then we just branched off with Mike Jenkins, who
Oh, sure.
He led the charge.
Mike ran the management company, was our CFO, great guy. We really miss him.
And he kind of started that whole management model, and
He did.
we were a
That's a great
beneficiary of dragging along with Landscapes when I was at Cisco, and I think it's been a good partnership. I assume it still is.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Well, it was great when I was there, and we were happy to have you as clients because you had some of the nicest golf properties in the country that you were managing, and therefore the clientele was nice, and we had an opportunity to serve them food, sell you
Sure.
food. Yeah.
Oh, it's Cisco.
Mark Young still with you?
Mark Young's still with us, and you'd be real proud of him.
Yeah. Is he doing good?
He's a skinny guy. Like
Is
you
he?
two guys.
Oh my! Last time I saw Mark,
You were our poster child. What are you talking about?
Mark was a big young
Say he's a big
guy.
man.
He was a big man, and I believe his son, for a short time, worked for Cisco as well. One of his sons. Yeah, I think he
you're
did.
Right.
So Mark is taking a health journey.
Yes, and I don't see Mark a lot because I'm not in the office.
Sure.
I get there once a week or twice if I'm in town. But in the winter, like you guys,
Sure.
Yeah, you're out west.
I'm out west.
Yeah. Well,
So I stop in, or they send me my mail. But no, Mark Young's doing it.
well, I'm glad to hear Mark's a nice guy.
He really is. I don't want to get too distracted. I do want to say, and I know you'll join me, Dave. Thank you. The Country Club of Lincoln, really, that was the dream team between Todd Quitno, Ryan Krings, and of course Landscapes. You know, that had to be daunting. There you are. It's your hometown course. You're a member, and your company's renovating it. And let's not mince words. It is a feedback-rich environment. Had it not gone well, that would have been unfortunate for you. Not because of any issue, because it's Nebraska. It could easily have been weather, no control.
Right.
But everybody still would have been on your backside. And like I said, I respect taking that risk. But more importantly, my God, it couldn't have been a better year. But your guys, they showed up. They were pros. They worked great with our quote pro end quote. And I don't know how there could have been a better experience. And I can't see, having just taken a tour, how you could possibly expect a better outcome.
No.
So I wanted to be sure and say thank you
thanks,
on a personal note. But that was tremendous at so many levels.
Bill, I got to tell you, pivoting on that. So obviously, I was involved with that, process with the club. And as Matt said, it's a feedback-rich environment, and we had a lot of feedback. And of all of the things
Yes, we did.
that people were concerned about, one of the surprising to me, one of the biggest concern is they didn't think it would get done. Right, whoever they were, pick somebody. Didn't think, okay, between July, the inclement weather, like Matt said. I said, of all the things that there are to worry about in the world, I am not worried about Landscapes Unlimited completing. I'm not worried about the weather. I'm not worried about Landscapes Unlimited completing this job.
And for the record, my standard answer was, are you kidding? Mother Nature versus Myrna Kubly? I'm betting on Myrna.
Smart man.
Smart man.
Well, we did this 28 years ago too.
Right,
yeah.
that's right.
Remodeled
You
it.
did that.
Well, my buddy Mike O'Shea worked for you. He came back, and Mike was.
O'Shea.
Did he work on the site?
He did
He
work
did.
on that. Yeah, because he was living. You had him down in Huntsville, Alabama, or someplace.
Yeah.
That's a good place.
And then he came
Maybe
back.
late in the job.
He was down in Huntsville. Then he came back to Lincoln. I remember that. He and I grew up together.
I knew that.
And he was back in Lincoln for the short time to do that.
Well, the weather was really good. And
Unbelievable.
I'm telling you, Ryan Kring's crew, they add so much to the equation, though. Too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's there to help. We help him. He helps us. And I think we brought that thing in way.
138 days.
You brought it in under budget by the calendar and by the ledger. And it was synergistic. The whole was definitely greater than the sum of its parts. I've never seen anything like it.
What made it so good, though, almost everything out there was sodded. The decision to sod, that's usually, you're always looking for ways. You guys were looking for it. I was looking for it, ways to reduce that budget.
Right.
We laid 50 acres of sod out there, I think.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
And that was expensive, but that guaranteed success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing that the fairways got regrassed, but we didn't tear them up.
No, you
And
just
so we didn't want
overseeded
to
them.
tore them up, and you got a couple of bad rains. Would have been terrible, but he slit seeded the rye into those existing fairways.
Right.
And the bent grass greens.
Yeah.
The only thing you had to worry about were the greens.
And they turned
Yeah.
out beautiful.
And they
You
turned out
had
spectacularly.
perfect timing on rain. They look, well, looking at them, I drive by the course longingly waiting to play. Any news on how that's going to work on June 2nd, Matt? As
It
executive,
opens on June 2nd.
that's it. When can we get on?
Nope.
When can we get on Forties and make it tea
A
time?
week in advance.
A week in advance. That's your. Is that your
that's-
story, and you're
that
sticking
is
to
the
it?
most current information that I have available.
Okay.
And
Okay. All right.
I saw that letter that we got, and 10 days before that letter came out, I walk out there. I
you're
parked
allowed.
my car. No, remember what that letter said, and I thought it was directed right at me. I'm serious. I walked out on the putting green. Now, how much harm can I do to the putting green? I walked over to number 4 green because that was the first green seeded.
Yeah.
They're perfect. Those greens, honest to God, 9 holes could have been played out there last year.
Oh, really? Wow.
If you really wanted to. Now, to get everything pristine, and I mean, he's still knocking some trees down and doing things. And then I walked over to number 6 old
Mhm.
green,
Mm-hmm.
which was the last one done, and then the new number 6 green.
Yes.
And those were the two that are, but they were going to be fine by mid-May. Those greens will be near perfection.
Right.
You're always going to have one that
You need a little
is your
warm weather,
last
don't you?
one. So anyway, then the letter comes out. So I walked down. I walked down 6 fairway. I'm
So you
looking
didn't
at
realize
fairways.
we call that the Kubly
So
letter.
then the letter comes out, and it says about getting being on probation,
Yeah.
and there are no exceptions. No exceptions
But-
in capitalize. And I'm going, was that named? Is that
It's
after
called
me?
the Kubly letter.
Yeah.
I think.
Now,
Well,
I will say this: Ryan, in addition to being buttoned up, has a lot of relationships with other superintendents at other courses across the country, and that what he communicated very effectively, evidenced by that letter, is the worst thing that you can do is get too frisky, get out there too early, and have them go backwards. And people would lose their minds if they had to shut it down, whether in whole or in part, to repair it. And his big thing is, especially the greens, it just takes him a while to kind of get acclimated to the play.
has there been any violators, Matt,
Not to
that
my
you are
knowledge.
aware of?
Not to my knowledge.
And
Okay.
Al's
I'm
the
sure
one that
nobody
told
will.
Al, our pro,
Yeah.
is the one that brought it. I saw you out there the other day, Mr. Kubly. I was out there with Jack, my son-in-law, grandson,
Yeah,
Grandson.
getting ready,
A tremendous
getting him
golfer.
ready for the
Yeah.
drive, chip, and putt.
I watched him on TV.
Yeah, it was great. We were all there. The whole family was there at Augusta.
Yeah.
And he was putting on the 18th green. That's where the putting contest took place.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Really. 18th green.
Well,
That downhill.
well,
Downhill.
it depends on where.
Yeah. Depends on where you put the pin.
And so that's where they walked from the driving range where they drove the ball and used the chipping green over there, and then they walked from there. And from the driving range over to the 18th green is probably a quarter of a mile.
Yeah. Pretty good walk.
That's a good walk.
And so that worked out really well. I don't know what made me think about that, but
Well, you ought to be
Well,
very
you were
proud of
worried
your
the
grandson.
Kubly letter, and you were going to be
oh,
on suspension.
But he's the contractor of choice, so is expecting his work, Matt.
Well, that's just it. It's the Kubly
Yeah,
letter. It's
I
an
knew I
exception
was.
'cause
I
you would
knew I
inspect.
was okay. I knew, but when it says in cap, I think it was
No
cap,
exceptions.
No exceptions.
That's code
Like-
for taking names and kicking ass.
Yeah.
Well, guys, this has been great. And really, Bill, again, thank you to you, to Landscapes, to your team. It couldn't have worked out better. The Country Club of Lincoln owes all of the
Yes.
entire group a huge note of thanks, a debt of gratitude.
Thank you.
More importantly, thanks for making the time to be here. We had a little vino. We got to talk a fair amount. I hope you'll come back because we have more to talk about now that you're acclimated to it.
You'll have to send him the link, Matt.
We'll send the link, but the other part is no exceptions. You must come back.
Sure, love to do it.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
fantastic.
Bill,
you, guys.
thank you.
Line this up.
Enjoyed it. Enjoyed
Bill,
it.
thank you. You couldn't have been
Thank
better.
you. You bet. Thank you.
And I have high expectations. And as always, you just did better than what I expected.